What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Massive Hater, and today we'll be sticking our nose in places where it doesn't belong. Beef. Other people's beef. I should say beef. It's okay though, I'm allowed to do this. I got the blessing from Ben Jordan on Twitter. I actually meant to film this video out in the woods like everyone else involved, but it started pouring as soon as I was heading out the door, and I'm about to run out of time for filming without using light. That's a shame though, because that would be the first video I believe on my channel where I'm actually outside, except for that one time where I almost got hit by a car. Anyways, there's been a discussion regarding the MPC61 between a few of my favorite channels, Ben Jordan and Ave McCree. Now, I don't have an MPCgate61. I wished I did it first. Now I'm a little iffy about that due to Ben Jordan's video, but I'll try to give you guys a summary here. Anyways, a little less than a week ago, Ben Jordan made a video regarding the MPC61 that included some valid gripes with it about the constant crashing, the fact that it locks up, the long load times, the large CPU usage. He did say it was good, but he also said it was unfinished. In my opinion, he does give a very thoughtful opinion on the MPCgate61. He doesn't write it off. He tries to use it to the best of his abilities. He even analyzes the different piano patches from best to worst, and he even makes a song on it, or I guess you could call it a beat, a flashbulb type beat. He also had an issue with channel 1 being panned into the left ear only. He also talked a bit about how the Kai 461 was unfinished for 18 months after it came out. He even did a factory reset on the MPCgate61, hoping to resolve the issues. Following that, he came back with a plan later in the video, trying to make a song using the MPCgate61, and it locked up again while using it. His opinion was that if Akai had spent more time and money on research and development, then it would have come out a lot better. He even said it would be the best DAW-less workstation in the world. Throughout this video, he bounces back and forth between loving it and hating it. Some other gripes he had with it was that Ableton Link doesn't work with it, as well as it freezing up during live input, and he planned to use this for live shows, so that would be very important. Following the release of Ben's video, Ave McCree did a video reacting to it, and let's just say it wasn't that well received.
Holy shit.
Now, there's nothing wrong with reacting to a video, especially if you have some valid opinions, commentary, or criticism for it. It could be a jumping board for a greater discussion. These are no longer the days of Jinx reacting to videos or Hassan live reacting. Now, within the first minute of this video already, Ave seems a bit dismissive of Ben's experiences and opinions, and even his ability to use the MPC.
Music Radar gave him a 5 out of 5, so
They probably know how to use it.
Another issue with Ave's video is he states that Ben doesn't know how to use the MPC but doesn't give any examples. He just gives opinion before showing action. When Ben does finally get to the bugs in the video, Ave writes off his experiences, saying that I didn't experience the bugs, implying that they aren't real, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure what the implication is here.
some of the bugs that I encountered were bugs that a lot of other major gear manufacturers would not allow out of alpha into private beta.
As someone that was an official beta tester for the MPCgate61, there was little to no bugs.
Just because one person doesn't have bugs with the software or hardware doesn't mean that other people can. Ave really seems to lean on the fact that Ben has only had it for a few days, therefore he must not know what he's doing.
He's only had this thing for 2 days. 2 days. 2 days.
But as Ben states in his video, he's no stranger to NPC hardware.
I'm somewhat familiar with the NPC environment, so I figured I'd brush up on some of the new features.
Side note here, quite a few reviewers on YouTube use the product for the first time in the review. I mean, it's not a new thing. I mean, using it for a few days is better than using it for the first time in your review. Just saying. And if you do spot bugs in the first few days, that doesn't make your experience any less valid. Now, Ave does make a few valid points throughout this video. One problem is that they don't start to happen until about halfway through the video, so that most people that already had a negative reaction to the video probably didn't even see this far into it. Another issue that I found with this video is there's way too much self-promo. He self-promos himself probably more than he compliments Ben. Like, I would say there's maybe 3 or 4 portions where it's self-promo. He's promoting his video, his course. He shows like a video from his TikTok that also played for way too long throughout the video. I think that part could have been like 10 seconds tops. And it definitely seemed like a bit much, at least to me. I think Ave's video would have been more well received if he had structured it differently and maybe thought about how he was presenting his opinions before actually just doing it. It seems like it was really fired off the cuff and not really well thought out. Now, after this, Ben made a YouTube short addressing Ave's video, and this short is already deleted for some reason off his channel. From what I remember though, he said something along the lines of, you didn't address any of the bugs, crashing, or glitches that I experienced, something like that. Interestingly enough though, Ben was walking through the woods which prompted Ave to make a response YouTube short where he is walking through the woods, and that's why I'm in the woods right now. Now, I feel like Ave was a lot more level-headed in this YouTube short than he was in his original reaction to Ben Jordan's video, although he doesn't seem to get the idea that just because he didn't experience crashes and bugs doesn't mean that other people can.
Man, I've done plenty of live streams where I've made beats on the MPC 61 from start to finish. So if that's a problem with you guys, why don't you check out the live stream? It might be something that you did on your end, but the Key 61 works pretty fine. Mine didn't have any of those issues.
Now, one interesting thing I found through this entire debacle is the response in the comments. People are pissed off, man. You would think both of these people were on trial for murder or something, especially Ave. He isn't on trial for murder that I know of, though. There were a few interesting comments, though. I smoked all my life and didn't get lung cancer. Must be user error, which I find to be a perfect analogy here. Another one was, love both of your guys' channels, but the shit Ben Jordan does puts the machine to its limits. Could be why his was glitching out. Not saying you aren't a master of your craft, by the way, just saying the genre of music he makes is more demanding on the hardware. I think this one is actually a really good point because Ben Jordan does do more complex music. It's more in the IDM realm, whereas Ave's music is usually more in the house or beat realm. Now, some interesting discussions and memes have popped out of this. Now, my favorite would be Ben being on the news. Totally real image here, by the way. He said he talked to Kai and they may send him a new one, which may prompt him to do a new review, just in case there was something wrong with his old keyboard. Also, it seems like few people, or maybe just one person, were implying that Ben was racist for targeting Akai products to criticize. Because according to this person, NPC stuff are frequently used by people of color. Firstly, are there stats to back this up? Because I didn't even know that was a thing. Secondly, this is a Halo level reach that you have here. It's unbelievable. This DM he got prompted him to say he's not sure if he's going to do another review with the new board, just because he doesn't want to contribute to more toxicity like this. And honestly, I think he shouldn't let any of this stuff worry him. Just because one person has a crazy ass opinion doesn't mean you should let people change the direction of your content. Mental illness is a thing. Ave said he muted and blocked Ben on Twitter, which isn't true because I went and checked and they're still following each other, so not true. Now, some parts of this beef don't seem real to me. Some of it seems synthetic, some of it seems real. I'm not really sure what to believe. I just thought it was really interesting here, and I wanted to commentate on it. Following this, Ave makes another video saying he's not a shill for Akai, and I guess he was prompted to do this by all the comments he got on his original video. I'm guessing they said he was a shill. This video is interesting. It's got some good things going on with it and some bad things going on with it. I thought it was really strange how he flexes how much money he makes in the beginning of this video, but it turns out he's not flexing how much money he's making. He's letting you know he doesn't make much money, but I couldn't really tell because he showed himself making $2,500 a month from YouTube, which is a lot to me. To me, that's a lot. I mean, you might say, oh, that's barely enough to survive. But that's a lot for YouTube, in my opinion. So I don't know. To me, I thought it was a flex at first. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm just broke. I'm just a broke boy. And I guess he was showing the earnings to prove that he wasn't a shill, but I'm not sure how that proves that, though. That's not really a direct correlation. You can make a lot of money and make no money, and that doesn't mean you're a shill regardless. Ave, at some point in this video, says he makes thousands of videos a month.
And I'm just out here doing thousands of videos a month, just trying to hustle and do that.
Which I think he just misspoke there. I'm not sure what he meant to say, but he definitely doesn't make thousands of videos a month. You'd have to upload over 33 videos a day or something like that. Now, he does make a few good points here about how music production is a very niche subject and it's very hard to make money off of it. It's definitely hard to make a living doing this. I'll agree with that for sure. He also makes a good point about why creators will work with shady companies in order to make more money, because that's the only way they'll make a living. I kind of feel like Ave didn't need to make this last video. Well, I mean, he didn't need to make any of these videos, but he especially didn't need to make this last video, even though this was probably the best one of them. I mean, the people who think he's a shill, they're not watching this. And the people that are still subscribed to his channel probably already know he's not a shill. He goes on to say that he has criticized a few Akai products in the past, and they still weren't well received. That part's not really that important though, in my opinion. Another point I like that Ave talked about in this video was how bad reviews can damage a company's good reputation, especially if the videos are not well researched.
There's a due diligence that you have to be responsible for when you put out content as a content creator, no matter what. Because you can really hurt a company and someone can actually hurt you.
Generally, the public makes it clear though when a video is bad, although they've made it a lot harder on YouTube now due to them getting rid of the dislike button, although you can still see that with the dislike extension. If a product is bad though, people need to know it's bad. That's why I sometimes do reviews targeting a plugin that ends up being bad. I want people to know it's bad, and the company doesn't deserve money if it's bad. Now, is it possible that Ben got a faulty keyboard with this review? Absolutely. Is it likely? Not really, but it's possible nonetheless. So I was curious if other people were experiencing these issues as well. I took to YouTube and watched some reviews. It was hard to find reviews that were willing to talk about this sort of thing though. At least that's what it seemed like to me. I only found one channel that was experiencing crashes often though. It seems like it could possibly be a firmware issue. Is that the issue Ben's having? Not sure. Overall, I think Ave's original response to Ben Jordan's video was not very good, and they got progressively better after that. I think Ben Jordan did a good job on all his videos, but it is possible that he got a faulty board. He should have said that in the review. I think both of them could have stated that there might be a faulty product at play here, and they might have gotten a better response from the community. Although Ben Jordan's video was well received regardless, just because of how well he backed up his opinions and his experiences, he was able to replicate the bugs in the video. That's it for the retelling of Ave McCree and Ben Jordan's beef, whatever you want to call it, the battle of the MPC Key 61, or as I like to call it, MPCgate. If you guys want to get more information on it, make sure to watch all of their videos. I'll make a playlist linking to all of them in the description. I'm your host, Weaver Beats, and this has been an episode of Production Police, where we investigate what the hell's going on in the production community. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Trying to get to 20,000 by the end of the year, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bang Incorporated.